At this point, I am literally wanting to breathe fire out of my eye sockets. Hey guys, what's up? So this week I had one of the worst experiences I have ever had with a business ever. And I thought that I would go ahead and tell you guys about it because it was so outrageously crazy to me. Like that a company, let me just tell you the story. Okay, so to give you guys a little bit of background, I work as a blogger. That's what I've been doing for a few years now. So this year I finally had like the funds, sort of, that I needed to expand my website and hire a team to help me out, and that really like freed up a lot of my time. So I saw this ad on Instagram and it was actually about growing like your Instagram, and now that I have a little bit more free time, I was like, that'd be really cool, like to grow out my Instagram. Instagram is something I really enjoy, and I really enjoy YouTube. Those are probably like two things that I really enjoy. So I signed up for this free webinar thinking, okay, maybe it'll give me some good tips or something. I actually ended up forgetting about it and missing it, but I got an email and it was like, hey, you signed up for this webinar, do you want the replay? And I was like, you know what, sure. So basically a replay of a webinar is when you were supposed to go to the webinar live, but you didn't, and so they send you the video taped versions. So I went to watch the video and I was skimming through the different parts that I already knew, and this guy that is doing the presentation, he's very charismatic, he's very like, seems down to earth, very real. Those are some of the reasons that I like saw his stuff and I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna try learning from you. He does a really great job of presenting, whatever, and he starts talking about this tool for blogging. Now, I can't really describe what it is, like you guys wouldn't understand, but it's just like one of those products that's hard to get your hands on because it either costs like $10,000 or you have to have a developer custom make it for you. It's just a lot. So he mentions this tool and he says how he's been using it on his blog, yada yada yada, but that was like a side point to this whole Instagram thing that he's, you know, teaching or whatever. So then he's telling us like, oh yeah, I'm gonna talk a little bit more about it later and like how you guys can get access to it for free and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, that'd be cool, like to get access to this tool that I've been wanting forever for free. So I finished listening to the rest of his thing, and of course at the end a sales pitch comes for this Instagram course or something, which I just didn't really feel compelled to do that because like I like Instagram, but I didn't want to be like, oh, I'm gonna buy this course, which was $289, I think. So I was like, I don't really care about the course. But then as I was about to click off and be like, all right, well, thanks for the few little tidbits, he says that if you buy this course, he has this tool for blogging and he's gonna give it to you to use for free. You get the access for free. So at this point, I'm kind of hooked and I'm like, do I do it? Do I not do it? And like, here's the thing. He also had a thing where you could pay for 1 year for $80 to like try it out. And then within 3 months, you could decide to do the whole program and pay for all of it for life. So I went ahead and I submitted on PayPal the $80 for the kind of like, in my mind, it was a 3-month trial, but it was the year access to everything. So just to back up for a second, I went ahead, since it was a video recording, and I Googled him to see if his company, because it was like he was the face of a company, you know what I mean? So to see if his company was legit. It was legit. Totally seemed fine. So I did that, and I get an email that says, come follow us on our Facebook group and request to join the club. Use your like PayPal ID or whatever that shows that you paid, and we'll let you in, and you'll get the link to get access to this tool inside of Facebook. So I was like, all right, awesome. So I request to join, but at this point it's like 2 a.m. and I waited for a little bit, no response, and I was like, okay, everybody's probably in bed. That makes sense, right? I go to bed, get up in the morning, and I have an email that says, hey, you've been let into this group. So I go into the group, and I am looking for the link to get this tool that he's promised us. So I'm looking, don't see anything, and I start to notice a lot of people asking about this. And his response, and I kid you not, you guys, is, oh, I have a partial tool. You can do it here, which, by the way, the partial tool did a fraction of what the big tool did, and it was something that you could get literally anywhere. Like, you can go download that plugin for free anywhere. And so I'm like, are you kidding me? You have a fraction of this tool that you specifically talked about how great it was and then said that, hey, if you want to, like, buy my course, then you can have it. What? And so somebody else made that same general, like, what are you talking about? And he said, oh, well, if you would like, you can join up with other people in the group and pay and have your own tool made. What? Like, a legitimate, he runs a legitimate business that focuses on blogging and social media management, and this is how you treat people? At this point, I'm like, okay, this is bologna sandwiches. So I go onto my email and I email them and I'm like, hey, this is what was promised in the webinar, and it wasn't offered, and maybe I misunderstood, which, by the way, I've gone back and rewatched. I did not misunderstand, but I'm like, maybe I misunderstood. This is how I understood it, though, and since I'm not going to be watching the course, I would like a refund. And, like, obviously, any good business owner, what would you do? You would give a refund, right? And this guy doesn't work alone, by the way. He has a team of people that work for him at this business location. He's just kind of the face of it. And I think it's because he's like charismatic and charming, you know? A couple of hours passed and I get an email back from their support. And it was literally a ginormous dictionary list. And what the beginning says was, Kelsey, we think you have jumped the gun way too early and are judging us inaccurately. And if you had read the 30-day money-back guarantee fine print, you would know that these are the requirements to get your money back within the first 30 days. Now, I didn't really mention they did have a big thing about how there was a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there was no risk, yada, yada, yada. So the company is now hitting me with the fine print. What kind of business does that? They hit me with the fine print. The fine print literally says you have to go through every element of the course, apply it to your Instagram, because it was an Instagram course, even though I signed up for the blogging tool, but apply it to your Instagram, and it has to not work at all. And they described not work at all as in you do not get any followers during that 29-day period, as in you do not get any extra likes, your engagement doesn't go up during that 29-day period, as in a whole list of things that you had to like fill out and check in. And frankly, unless you have a brand new Instagram account, it would be impossible not to meet that criteria with or without this course. Like, the course had nothing to do with it. I'm going to get a couple new followers today on Instagram even if I don't follow their course. You know what I mean? In addition to this, you had to submit a formal form to the company showing that you followed every single step, and it had to be in video format. In other words, you videotape yourself going through the course, which was a huge course, and applying those actions. That's what you had to submit. It couldn't just be like, oh, go look at my stats. Here they are. That wasn't even good enough. You had to submit video proof, which is absolutely ridiculous. And then on top of the video proof, you had to submit all of this on the 29th day. Now, mind you, the money back guarantee ends on the 30th day. So that gives you a lot of leeway for like flexibility, doesn't it? Yeah, lots. At this point, I am literally wanting to breathe fire out of my eye sockets. Like, if that was a possibility, it would have been happening because I was hot. I was physically hot to the touch. I felt hot inside. I was so mad. I'm getting mad now. Kelsey, hold your emotions in. Something no therapist will ever tell you to do. Okay. So I send them an email back, and this time I'm not quite as polite as I was in the first email, because the first email was pretty cordial. The second email, not so much. I was like, look, I have screenshots of what was said in the Facebook group. I have video recordings of the actual video and what you guys were saying I would get with this sale. I'm going to submit those items to PayPal, and I'm going to file a claim. I finished writing out this email, because I wanted them to know I was not going down without a fight. Finished writing out this email, go to hit send, and lo and behold, they had blocked me, which I did not even know was possible, nor did I know it was legal for a business to block a customer from emailing them. I got a notice back from them. It was like a 505 error, and below it, it says, your email address has been blocked by recipient. The recipient was like james@blankbusiness.com. Like, it was their business email account blocking me. Now, let me go back for a second. The guy presenting actually kicked someone out of the webinar because they were being a negative Nancy. And then he explained it as like, oh, I don't like negativity. I like to surround myself with positivity, all these different things, Mr. Charismatic Man. And because I couldn't see the live chat, I didn't know what was happening in the chat bar in terms of like what the guy was saying. Now I have speculations that this guy has been following this company for a while and finally had a chance to jump on a webinar and try to warn people, and he was kicked out. That's what I'm assuming, because not only was I blocked from their email, I go back onto the Facebook group, I've been kicked out of the Facebook group. I go back onto the Instagram course, I've been kicked off of the Instagram course platform, which, by the way, was through a legit platform that teaches. Kind of like Linda or one of those teaching courses. It was like through one of those platforms, so it was like a legit deal, and I was kicked off of that as well. Oh, and I was also blocked on Instagram and every other social media platform where I could potentially reach them. So that's fun. So at this point, I'm like, all right, I need to go into PayPal and like submit some complaints about this company. So I go into PayPal, and you guys, they had not charged me the $80. They had charged me the full $289. $289 instead of $80. I don't know if they thought I wouldn't notice. How would you not notice that a number of funds coming out of your account? I don't know. So luckily it was still pending. I submitted an unauthorized transaction request and it was canceled by PayPal. So I think at this point all is well, and I would love to be able to tell you guys what that company is, but like I don't want to get sued. But just know that any like sort of company that's doing webinars about Instagram, you should probably stay away from. Just in general, they're probably not going to be anything that you absolutely need to watch, and they're probably not going to be anything that you can't absolutely get for free someplace else. So that was it, guys. If you guys liked this story, it'd be awesome if you liked it down below. You can also subscribe and leave me a comment telling me your worst business experience. We're gonna just flood the comments with negativity. Maybe you should tell me your best business experience. I don't know. Tell me something in the comments below. And if you guys want, you can follow me everywhere in between uploads at Kelsey Ventures or at my website, kelseyventures.com. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!